Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another action movie night. Tonight, I will be reviewing The Dark Knight Rises from 2012, directed by Christopher Nolan, from a script by Nolan and his brother, Jonathan Nolan. Starring Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Gary Oldman, Anne Hathaway, Tom Hardy, Marion Cotillard, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Morgan Freeman, Matthew Modine, Ben Mendelsohn, Liam Neeson, Cillian Murphy, and William Devane. Now this film, I don't know why Christopher Nolan and his brother Jonathan wrote the script this way, but it basically is an amalgamation of three different DC Comics storylines. You have the 1986 storyline of The Dark Knight Returns, and then you have the 1993 Nightfall story, which is where most of this stuff with Bane comes from. And then you have the 1999 comic series No Man's Land. And it is just so... I don't understand why they would go with that route of just picking and choosing and, throwing different elements from all these different comic sources instead of just picking one like he did with Batman Begins. Batman Begins basically just took Batman Year One, and then Christopher Nolan did his own thing with that story. Whereas this, it is just a jumbled mess of ideas cobbled together from all these different other comics. Tom Hardy as Bane, he gives a fine performance as the character. The problem is he's not big enough to be playing Bane. And Christopher Nolan, for whatever weird reason, wanted to make this, more realistic. So, this is a comic, dude. And, didn't make Bane the huge, hulking monster that he is supposed to be. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne / Batman is taller than Bane. And that should never, ever happen in a Batman story. So, I mean, you have the abilities, the way that Peter Jackson did on the Lord of the Rings Hobbit series, in which you can take a smaller actor and make him look much bigger on screen alongside an actor that's really bigger than him. They did it a lot in that series. And if he would have taken elements like that and did that with Tom Hardy, I think I would have enjoyed Tom Hardy's performance a lot better. But it just really takes me out of the film when you have, Bane fighting with Batman, and he looks like he's just this normal-sized guy fighting against Batman, and, Batman looks like he should just kick his ass because of that. Now, I'm not saying Tom Hardy didn't get, buff and everything and look good for the part. It just looks ridiculous when you see this smaller guy just picking up Christian Bale and breaking his back in this one sequence. It's like, that's just, it doesn't look right. It doesn't, like I said, I mean, Tom Hardy's performance in this, through most of it at the beginning at least, is really good. It's the ending where it's revealed where his motivations came from and why he's really doing what he's doing. And it turns out he's just a flunky. He's just working with, spoiler alert, if you have not seen this film, go watch it and then come back and finish this review. But now I'm going to go ahead and with the spoilers. He's working alongside Talia al Ghul. That's Marion Cotillard's character. And she started off playing this Miranda Tate character that is supposed to be a new love interest for Bruce Wayne. But you also got Selina Kyle introduced in this story, played by Anne Hathaway, which they have this romantic thing too going on. So it's like, Nolan, pick a person to be the love interest in the story and stick with them. Don't have, oh, he's interested in Selina. Oh, but he's interested in this Miranda girl. Oh, I think he's in love with both of them. You know, and it's just really you're gonna try to have a love triangle in this thing. That's not something that works in a Batman film. So, now in the comics, yes, Batman did get romantic with Selina Kyle. He did get romantic with Talia al Ghul. But it wasn't at the same time. It wasn't, having the same thing going on in the same story. It's just, this film just tries to do way too much in one film, and it really jumbles it up by the end of the film, and it really brings it down. And it's a shame because you got Christian Bale coming back and reprising his role. You have Michael Caine reprising his role as Alfred. You have Gary Oldman reprising his role as Commissioner Gordon. And then, of course, you have Morgan Freeman even coming back and reprising his role as Lucius Fox. And you even get the return of Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul, and that is not, that return of Ra's al Ghul should have been better than what we got. Since the character in the comics can't really die. So the ending to Batman Begins, you could have actually had him as your actual lead villain in this story. Since they screwed up by the end of the last one and couldn't move forward with Two-Face being the main villain of this film. And then you get a short cameo once again by Cillian Murphy as Jonathan Crane / Scarecrow. And I think the reason that Cillian Murphy did that was because, he's a big fan of the comics and just wanted to be a part of the film. And of course, him and Christopher Nolan seem to be really close friends because he casts him in a lot of stuff. But yeah, this it pains me to say this, but this film was a big disappointment to me whenever it came out, and I hate that because I really liked Batman Begins, and I really liked The Dark Knight until they screwed up the ending a little bit there. Pretty much the rest of that movie was pretty much perfect except for that ending. This one, I cannot say that because, like I said, it is so many different elements being thrown together into this weird amalgamation of elements, and it just doesn't work for me. So my final review of The Dark Knight Rises from 2012. I'm going to give this one a 7.4 out of 10. Definitely not the worst Batman film ever made, but definitely not what you were expecting for the final chapter in this trilogy. I think Nolan really dropped the ball on this one by the end of this, because of some of his decisions on the film. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And, as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan.
Well, that's it for another action movie night. If you missed last week's action movie night, check out the link above to get caught up on that one. And if you've missed any other videos, check out this down here where you can watch a playlist of any of our action movie nights that you have missed.